don't have any other branch. हमारी कोई अन्य शाखा नहीं है, न कालों से सावधान.
During this SSB batch 24, now he has recommended. This is a proud feeling. Now we'll share the experience of the SSB, which will be very useful for you people. Okay, gentlemen? Okay.
So good afternoon everyone, my name is Deepankar and I applied for the India 148 course, for which I got recommended from 3 AFSB Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So I belong to a place named Baleswar, Odisha, which is a place near the coastal lines of our state, of our district. A very scenic beauty this place has, many tourist spots, nice culture, nice food, nice people, an overall nice place to live and to roam around. So basically I live in a village, and I came from a village and I came to Doon in order to take coaching for NDA as well as my boards, 12th class that is. So talking about why did I want to join Air Force, in Baleswar there is a missile testing range known as Chandipur Missile Testing Range, where most of the missiles of the Indian forces have been tested. So it was an area of frequent disturbance through the aircrafts. So whenever the aircraft used to fly over my head, I used to wonder why am I not able to see them. So I used to ask my parents why am I not able to see them. My parents used to say that these fly at a very high altitude above the clouds. You won't be able to see them until you fly with them. So since then, since my childhood, I made a dream that I will make a life. Whenever I open my eyes, I will see jets. Then afterwards, at that time I didn't know what all is to be done. And as I grew up, I did some research. Then I got to know about NDA. I got to know about how the training is done, how the process is done, how to join NDA and all. So I chose NDA as my profession, as the first chance to get into the armed forces. As I would like to give an example of Bhagat Singh. He joined the rebellion movement when he was only 16 years of age. So it's better to join the defense forces at a very young age, because the younger you are, the more brighter ideas you have and the more josh you have, and it's natural. It's nothing hypothetical and nothing rocket science. It's natural. You might have seen the older heads, उनका थोड़ा जोश कम होता है, but the younger ones, they are always full of josh, always full of motivation. So according to me, this was the right time, right moment to join the forces. So this was my choice. Now how did I prepare for my SSB? I brought some books for the SSB. Many books are available in the market. Choose whatever you want to do. I'll talk about the PPT part first, as it's most important, because if you don't get screened in, there is no point of taking coaching of the other parts. So Google has many pictures. If you search PPT pictures, then you will get many pictures. You set your time, write your story. So I had in contact with an officer, so he used to correct me whenever I was wrong and wherever I was wrong. So at that point, at this point, before going to my SSB, I already completed more than 300 pictures. So writing part, whatever it was, I covered. So then I came to DDA to check what all I have done, is it right, or wherever I am missing, so that I can correct it before I report to my board. So I came here, I did all the tests, I heard and observed all the instructions of our instructors, and by God's grace and the hard work, I am standing in front of you as a recommended candidate. Now the mistakes that I avoided during my term in the SSB was that I didn't make myself represent something else. What I am, that I am, and my advice to you all would be the same, as they want you to see what you really are, not what you want to be or what you have been taught. So it's better not to present yourself in some other way or some other personality. It's better you keep the same way as you are, just the part that you should be cautious of all the briefings, of all the instructions, and you should have basic knowledge that you are going to join defense forces, should be enoughly disciplined, and rest things will be managed if you are disciplined. The personality part, you are already in exposure of officers, you can interact more with them, you can cover all your doubts, and if you have time, then you can improve your personality. But the most important factor for which you should emphasize more is the discipline part, because as we all know, defense forces also stands for discipline. So if you have discipline, other things will come gradually if you practice for them. Then in my experiences, DDA was definitely nice. I already said that it was a nice stay for me during my term in DDA, also for my term in my SSB also. DDA helped me a lot, and the GTO part, for which I was the least confident, it gave me confidence. Now the psychological part, as I practiced well, and the next things that which I was lacking or in which I was bad at, I got to know about those things. I improved those things, and it overall gave a boost to my confidence as well as my personality and the way that I thought, my thought process. So ultimately it gave a good good enhancement to my psychology, I must say. So my GTO was very good, psychology part was also very good. Due to some problems of my school, I wasn't able to cover the IO part, but which I did latterly by personally meeting the interviewing officer, Group Captain Alok Kumar Chatterjee, and I also got to know what are my setbacks in the interview, and I improved upon them later, as I had a few days left to report to my board. So this was an overall experience of what I have did over here. Now talking about SSB, it went well. It was my first time. I went as a fresher. I am right now pursuing my 12th. I have not even completed it, so I went there as a fresher. It was a completely new experience for me, as I have entered a military establishment for the first time, and it was very enjoyable moment for me, enjoyable stay for me over there, because I got to see the men in blue wearing the uniforms for the first time, which motivated me even more. So my advice for all the aspirants, not only for NDA, for all the other entries also who are going to give their SSB, would be introspect yourself. Before taking the advice of your instructors, first you know yourself, and ultimately if you introspect yourself, you will come to know that what are your faults and what are your setbacks. The rest which you can't find, the instructors are there, they will say you. But until then, you should first self-introspect yourself, and you should keep in mind that what you are thinking for. Being an officer is not easy in the forces. It's a tough job. When you will be exposed to the men, you will have a clash of ideas, you will have a clash of thoughts, you will have a clash of experiences as well as work processes. Being an officer means you have to lead your men through tough times to success, never to failure. That's why you have given the rank of an officer, not a JCO, not a NCO, not a OR. So you should keep in mind that whatever you do, it's at least in your part, it's good for your team. Be a team guy, not an individual guy, I must say, because the forces don't need individual guy. Individual guys are good in athletics, in track and field, या फिर corporate में they are good, but Army, Air Force, Navy and all the other defense forces needs a man who can work in group, who can add on to the group, and who can help the group to lead to success. As you join the forces, you will be getting the exposure of men, and not a small amount of men. You will be getting a lot, minimum 100, 150. At that time, you won't be able to take time to decide, and you won't be saying that, sir, give me time to take decisions. You need to be fast, you need to be swift, you need to be strong mentally and physically both, because you are about to become an officer. So think accordingly, behave accordingly. Behave accordingly means that not exactly behave like an officer, because you don't know how an officer works, how is their mind and how they behave. But you always help your group. Be a helpful person, be a kind person, be a good person with a good level of discipline, which will add on to your personality. And until you self-introspect yourself, you won't be improving. First you self-introspect, then maintain your discipline, maintain your activities, keep a balanced routine, then overall this will help you to get recommended. Thank you everyone. This is all from my side.
Okay, very useful tips has given you. Okay, first and foremost thing he told you about the natural. Always be in the natural. It's very important during SSB. Okay, yes. Working in a group. Again, thing is that. Okay, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Once again, congratulations to Deepankar. Okay, for his future careers. All the best and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Kindly subscribe DDA YouTube channel and don't forget to press bell icon.